as far as anchor points, the only thing that you could probably think of is that gap right there, that 2-foot gap of where the two slabs stopped. But other than that, you're seeing a lot of smooth walls here, man.
Would the shield my paladin has have enough weight that if we tied a rope to it and chucked it like a frisbee? I'm desperate here. Leave me alone.
Well, probably you could carry the halfling.
Wait a
but
second.
I don't know how...
He's unconscious.
The slabs are closing in, so she can sling her shield upward with the rope tied up, and then catch it as it in the middle of it closing, like so it can wedge it in place.
Well, it's not closing anymore. We're just trying to figure out a way to get it back open so we can get back up.
Oh, it's 2 feet.
Because I broke the gears that were
opening
making
is
it close.
just 2 feet.
Yeah, the opening is just 2 feet.
That's not big enough.
Well, because you'd have to get Toriko through there and then Toriko's ego.
Toriko's ego? What?
I'm being silly.
Not to mention our unconscious druid.
I just like how she's unconscious, but she still has the willingness to speak every now and again. Like, remember, I'm still unconscious.
Yes.
Hey, that's the fun.
Sabrina, we would sooner forget Toriko on purpose than forget you.
Yay.
You have healed
and
spells, Toriko doesn't.
Minstrel, I just want you to know, I'm going to kill you the first chance I get when I awaken.
That was not a character. You cannot
guys,
kill my paladin for
just
the
so
things
you
I
guys
say.
are aware, as you guys are looking around each other, there's nothing else in this room. Like, there's no...
How about
you're
Milo
seeing
wanted
a
us
lot
to
of
die by
smooth
starvation,
walls.
basically.
So, it's one of those things to where you're not immediately sure if there's any danger, but as far as you can tell, there is no immediate danger to where you are in the vicinity of this area right now.
Can I roll a perception just to see what I can use around here in this small...
Go ahead. Well, because this is what Shadow told you, and this is what you're kind of seeing, is that these walls are really smooth. Like,
aside from the dagger mark I did.
They're made out of stone, but they're cut in such a way to where they weren't chiseled, they weren't... It's almost like they were built through magic of some kind, because their surface is almost like glass smooth.
Without modern technology, they couldn't do that.
Okay.
But as you're kind of looking around and you're kind of pushing on the walls and kind of seeing what you're seeing around yourself, you head over to where the grooves where your knives cut down, and you're actually seeing, like, there's a discoloration. It's almost like when you cut down, that there's something underneath it. That there's some sort of material that is under the smooth surface that is on the rest of the walls and on the floor.
Okay.
You're not sure with this amount of light what kind of discoloration it is, but you at least see that there is some different. Yeah. Because the only kind of light that's coming from is from Musical's little torchy sword.
The only problem is that Musical's little torchy sword is with her. She's up there.
No, I'm down the ground.
She's down the ground. Bang it.
Oh, she's still there.
Hit it with a rock or something.
If you just say, hey, come over here, I need you to light up something, she'll go.
Yep. Okay, you, Pally, with the glowy sword. Come here.
If that's what he actually says to her, she's like, I have a name, thank you. And goes over there and lights the area up anyway.
Okay. Looking over there now that you have better light and you can kind of see what it is, you can tell that you cut through metal. You're almost positive that this is metal, is what you cut through. But it's so thin that probably magically prepared, but it's such a thin metal, but underneath it is stone. You see this kind of dark gray stonework that's underneath the metal sheeting that your blade cut through. Your blade didn't cut through the stone because it left like a really good scratch mark, and that's the discoloration you saw. but you see that it ripped through the metal.
So
There
at
is
this,
stone underneath.
so at
Does
this point,
she
it's
know
like,
what
why?
it? Does she know what it is?
Are you explaining it to
roll me-
her?
Roll me a history. Roll me a history check.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
or either of you, since you guys are looking over there.
Well, let's roll. We'll throw history. Got a bad feeling about this. Jeez, I learned history from Shadow?
History.
I have
Awesome.
bad rolls. Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
But Anicia, you're not really sure. Like, this looks familiar, but you're not really sure. Tarkus, in your experience, and you've been told about this by your family and because of the, breaking into places, a lot of times dwarves or people who want to hide stuff will usually coat rooms or buildings or some sort of thing in kind of a metal sheeting to keep magical stuff out or magical stuff in.
Okay. Might I suggest we slash the wall?
Hit it with a
I
rock.
am willing to slash again.
Okay.
Can I go?
Oh,
do
or
stabby?
pick up. Okay,
Stabby,
first.
stabby.
Okay.
Stabby, stabby.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna have you roll, because it's just like you're just poking it at your sword. And
Okay.
you
Yeah,
make
poke.
a nice gash through this metal material. You hear the scraping as you hit the stone, but yeah, you carve this nice big chunk off the metal. And as you're kind of, bringing your sword down on the metal sheeting, it's kind of falling away, and you're actually seeing that there's patterns or some sort of glyphs on the other side on the stonework itself.
Do either
And
of
she
us
still-
recognize the glyphs?
And she still doesn't recognize the glyphs. Or should we just roll another
Are we
history
rolling
roll for
Arcana?
this?
Roll an Arcana if you want to. Roll an Investigation if you're not sure.
I think they use the same stat.
And you guys, the rest of you guys are
Well, wait.
and Shadow, you're seeing them kind of hack at the wall.
Arcana or investigation? I'll roll an
They both
investigation.
use int.
Yeah.
I am not smart.
Well,
I
apparently it's
have
part
the
of my
smarts.
paladin for once.
Yeah, Pally's like, they look kind of familiar. Tarkus, you've actually seen these glyphs before? Or no, wait,
Uh-oh.
you got a 14. Never mind.
No,
Never mind.
never
Yeah,
mind.
it's glyphs. They look familiar, but you're not sure.
Okay.
I'm almost
They're familiar
positive I
with
will
that.
fail on this roll, so I'm not even gonna try.
Because he knows int is his dump stat.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Let's take time chipping away at this.
Awesome.
Just to get
you
just to
can't
get a
through
bigger
the,
picture.
You can't get through the stone with your swords. Like, you try, and you just hear this tink, tink, tink. That's
Well, can
probably
we-
ruining your swords more
Oh.
than it's actually doing any good.
So
Um,
uncovering the rest of the glyphs won't do us any good either, like seeing more of it in context.
mhm.
Dang.
But as you're carving away at the metal, you actually hear a pink, and you actually hit something hard, and it stops. And your
Okay,
sword
so-
kind of stops there.
I'm probably pulling out my sword and looking at it, making sure it's not too dinged.
Yeah, your sword's a little rough, but nothing, a couple of hours of taking it to a blacksmith's wouldn't fix.
Mhm.
So it's still sharp. It's just a little
It's
dinged
okay. I did use my dagger, so no worries.
up. As you look to that little area, you notice that there's like a small circular object kind of embedded into the wall, but it's pushing out about, I want to say, like, not even half an inch, like almost an eighth of an inch out from the smooth surface of the wall.
So maybe we can reach out and touch it and just see if it reacts, or if we could figure out what it is.
You reach forward and you grab it and you push and you hear a click.
Is there
Curious-
anything that's
curious
changed?
look
And
exchange
you
between
hear-
the
you hear
paladin
a
and the
sound.
rogue.
You hear another sound that's very similar to what you were hearing above, but you hear it off to the side over here, right about here,
Oh,
What
way
about
on
you
the
there?
side.
and you actually hear a another grinding noise, and then you
I hear
see
a ding.
a couple of lines form in kind of a square shape, and you see part of the wall sink into the floor.
A door!
Oh.
My paladin looks very
door.
happy, and then
A
she
door.
looks over at the unconscious people and thinks, how are we going to carry them?
Can you wake them up? Like,
I don't have that ability. I could carry the druid and you can carry the halfling?
How about we just put both of them in a
Bag?
in
No, we're
your
not thinking of a
shield
bag of
and
holding.
minor rune of holding.
That's where the door is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Huh. How about we put both of them in your shield and we drag them?
You mean like a sled of sorts? I
Yes.
suppose? Then she probably looks over to Javik to see if he can be of any assistance with this. Because Toriko's probably a fat cow. I mean, what?
Toriko's a
I'm a
small
little girl right now.
in a.
But do you still have the weight of your full size? Actually, that is a good question. When he's disguised, does he weigh as much as he always does, or does he weigh
Yes,
as much
he
as
does.
his disguise for? Okay.
It's an illusion. It's an illusion.
But
Alright.
I'm also a skinny little halfling.
We were presuming you're fat, not so little halfling. But okay,
Fat
so... Then Anacia looks at her sword, she looks at it, she's like, my sword is not big enough to take both of them. Or my shield. Ugh. Did I forget to push the top down?
Thinking.
Or we can just carry them.
There is no, like I said, there is no immediate danger. If you guys wanna
Right.
take a minute to roll some hit dice,
Sure. Do you want like take
Some-
a short break?
because if you take a short rest, which is about 10 minutes, and just kind of chill out now that you know that you do have an exit, you can take you can take a hit die, which means you subtract it from your total, which I think everybody has one because they're all level 1, and then you can add that roll to your hit points.
Would this also give Javik's wing a chance to recover?
That's what I was just about to ask too.
Yeah. It would give him a chance to recover too.
Sweet.
Let's just.
I need to relax the wings
No,
anyway.
so Adlet and Maria, if you guys want to roll a hit die,
Just roll it.
it should be at the front where you see hit dice. It should say how many current ones you have, which is 1, and then when you use it, you add that roll to your hit points.
Can you roll it
Hit
for
die.
me? Because I'm currently doing something for school while we're doing this.
Fair. Sabrina, do you got it too, or?
Huh?
Roll a hit die. It should be at the front of your sheet. You should see hit dice.
Okay. So even
And
though
then-
I'm unconscious, I get to roll a hit dice?
Yeah,
Yay.
well, since we're taking a rest, you get to add it. Yay! You are now at 3 hit points.
Wait.
Sweet.
And Adlet is now at 5.
Yay!
I should be
That's
at
all
5 as
one hit
well.
point.
Ah, shit. Ah.
So both of them are conscious. Someone should be hitting someone right now.
Yeah.
Hey! I have done nothing in character to justify that.
Yet. Keyword
There we
yet.
But again, even in character, if somebody smacks me awake, they're getting fucking
I
punched.
didn't smack you!
So you guys very slowly come to consciousness, and you guys feel better. You guys are kind of sleeping there. So yeah, you guys wake up and you see that there's a door there.
Oh, congratulations!
Anicia, do you want to spend a hit die or no?
What? Oh. How do I
Good.
do that again? Sorry,
Good.
I zoned out.
At the front of your character sheet,
Character sheet.
you should
Core
see
stats.
a thing that says hit die.
Bleh. We may have noticed that I am not the smartest person in this party out of character.
Oh no, Taki,
Oh,
you're
hit
right.